Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, Syracuse is playing host to teams for the Sweet 16. We'll give you a look at their open practice today.
And Philanthropy Week continues today with the Orange Circle Awards. What local Good Samaritans are receiving recognition.
And spring is here, although it doesn't always feel like it here in Syracuse. We'll give you some tips on how to avoid your seasonal allergies.
All that and more. Citrus TV News starts right now.
And good evening. Welcome to Citrus TV News on Thursday, March 26th. I'm Nick Cardona in for Max Darrow tonight.
And I'm Amanda Harry. The Carrier Dome welcomed Louisville, NC State, Oklahoma, and Michigan State today.
An open practice took place in the Carrier Dome today. Our own Tim Langlois is there at the Carrier Dome. Tim, what's going on?
For the 2015 Men's Basketball Championship East Regional, where NC State, Michigan State, Louisville, and Oklahoma all practice today ahead of Friday night's Sweet 16 matchups. And because the games are here in the Cuse, all head coaches were asked about the Syracuse athletic situation and specifically about head coach Jim Boeheim.
And in Jim's case, we would all miss him on the coaching sidelines. But I do know this, that he's a man of great integrity. You know, I work with him, and there's not an ounce in him that would ever break the rules knowingly.
The coaches did say they felt for the situation that Syracuse and Boeheim are going through. Rick Pitino added he's looking forward to catching up with Boeheim while his team is in town. Reporting at the Carrier Dome, Tim Langlois, Citrus TV.
SU is recognizing those who give back. As part of the Fan Steel Lecture today, the Orange Circle Awards are given to people who have completed extraordinary things in the service of others. This year's recipients include Fast Forward winner Timi Konobo, who created the Sile Lottery.
An award-winning author is speaking at SU tonight about the Arab-Israeli conflict. Saeed Kashna has focused on his own struggle as an Arab living in Israel. Hosted by Lime, an Israeli-Palestinian dialogue group, the event hopes to help members of the SU community better understand the current conflict. The talk is in Maxwell Auditorium at 7 p.m. and will have a brief Q&A at the end.
The Whitman Graduate Student Organization will be hosting the school's annual case competition on Friday. The competition allows students to examine business problems and give their feedback to a panel of judges. 2 teams from Syracuse are competing, as well as teams from surrounding colleges. The winning team will receive $5,000. A forum will be held for members of campus to meet and ask questions the finalists for ADA coordinator. The candidate, Louis Altman, is a veteran rehabilitation counselor currently working at SUNY Buffalo. The position has been open for 10 years and was recently brought to the spotlight by the general body. The forum will occur in 114 Bird Library at 2:30 on Friday. Spring is officially here, and that means allergy season. Citrus TV's Rebecca Boulos has more.
Spring is officially here. With the snow starting to melt and the temperatures gradually rising, Syracuse students are looking forward to spending time outside.
I like to sit on the quad a lot, and eat lunch with my friends.
After months of bundling up to walk to class, it's time to start shedding those layers and trade your winter jacket for something lighter.
Really looking forward to not having to wear this jacket anymore and just being able to hang out outside again, do more things.
As grass, pollen, and other signs of spring start to emerge, allergy season is just around the corner. But most students find allergies a small price to pay for the long-awaited warm weather.
I'm allergic to pollen, so that's annoying when starting to sneeze and stuff, but for the most part it's worth it for it to be warm again.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, if you suffer from seasonal allergies, you can minimize your symptoms by staying in an air-conditioned environment during the peak of allergy season. With the warmer months ahead, the Syracuse University students are looking forward to getting outside and enjoying some much-needed sunshine. For Citrus TV News, I'm Rebecca Boulos.
Syracuse police are warning residents about an increase in fake money in the Syracuse area. Police say to be wary of $100 bills and $20 bills. Police especially want to warn food delivery drivers of customers picking up food outside of an address and paying in $100 bills. For more information on how to identify counterfeit money, check out our website, CitrusTV.net. And the trial of Dr. Newlander brought a bloodstain expert back on the stand today. Paul Kish was questioned by the defense attorney and cross-examined by District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick. When asked to determine the cause of death, Kish said he could not make a determination of accident or homicide. And another high-profile case is in court today. The appeal hearing for Gary Thibodeau is back in court this week after a 6-week break. A former Oswego County Sheriff's deputy testified today. The deputy was in charge of Heidi Allen's informant card, but lost it in the parking lot of a D&W convenience store. He said neither Allen nor her family were told of the card was lost. Thibodeau's attorney said that this information was not given to the original trial attorney.
The assistant dean of Cornell University is under fire after comments he made allegedly saying the school would welcome ISIS to their campus. In a video posted by a group claiming to be investigating journalists, the assistant dean was caught saying the school would be okay with students providing support for Islamic states by sending food, water, or electronics. He even told students it could be possible for freedom fighters to come to campus to conduct training sessions.
If you did supported like Hamas or something like that, is that a problem? Or
the university is not going to look at different groups and say you're not allowed to support that group because we don't believe in them or something like that. I think it's just the opposite.
In a statement from the president of Cornell, he said the following, quote, "I want to be clear that the notion that Cornell could allow ISIS training sessions on our campus is ludicrous and absolutely offensive. After speaking with Assistant Dean Scafito, I am convinced that he was not aware of what he was being asked. Let me be clear, Cornell has an unwavering commitment to the free and responsible exchange of ideas," end quote.
And an explosion in New York City's East Village caused a building to collapse and a building to become engulfed in flames. Here you can see the firefighters working to put out the fire.
The fire spokesman for NYC Fire Department said it was probably a gas thing. Mayor Bill de Blasio also said the preliminary findings showed that it was likely gas-related.
All right, when we come back, the latest on the German plane that crashed in the French Alps, what the tape found says.
But first, a controversial bill in Indiana is expected to be passed today. Find out why it's causing quite the stir.
It's currently 36 degrees outside with scattered showers across the city. Expect to see more rain as temperatures dip into the lower 30s with a little chance of snow as we get into the late night, early morning. Stay tuned for my full weather forecast after the break.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go
Fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
All right, we're back with some breaking news on the fire in New York City. Now, we just received word that construction workers were said to hit the gas lines that caused the buildings to collapse. We'll have a lot more information on this story on our website. We'll continue to follow it and post it on Twitter and Facebook and keep all of you updated. So that is the latest from New York City. We'll have more information on that as we learn more about it.
A controversial bill in Indiana has been signed into law. The bill allows businesses to turn away gay and lesbian customers in the name of religious freedom. The outcry has caused several groups, including gamers and churches, to consider relocating their annual conventions. Some business owners are speaking out about the bill.
Is it's taking away certain freedoms from certain people in order to protect the freedoms of some other.
The Department of Justice is investigating.
The Department of Justice is investigating the Fort Lauderdale Police Department for exchanging racially offensive text messages. In the past 5 years, the Justice Department has opened 20 investigations in local police departments. The officer in Florida used racially derogatory terms to refer to people they encountered on duty and talked about killing them. Jason Holdings, James Wells, Christopher Soas were fired and Alex Alvarez resigned. A new study has identified jobs with the lowest unemployment rates. If you want job security, become a chiropractor with an unemployment rate of 0.1%. Next on the list includes dentists, law enforcement, and surgeons. Also on the list, farmers, who are mostly self-employed and have an unemployment rate of just 1%.
Now, according to the officials of the co-pilot of Germanwings Flight 9525 intentionally crashed into the plane into the French Alps on Tuesday, killing 150 people on board. The prosecutor said the co-pilot apparently wanted to destroy the aircraft. He continued to say the co-pilot waited for the pilot to leave the cockpit to activate the descent. And Saudi Arabia launched airstrikes against rebels in Yemen on Thursday, along with the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and other nations. The strikes were all targeted at the Houthi rebels that took over the capital of Yemen. All of the countries involved in the attack have a predominantly Sunni Muslim population, while the rebels in Yemen are associated with the Shiite form of Islam. And a bomb went off at the offices of a pro-ISIS magazine in Istanbul today, killing a writer and injuring its editor-in-chief, who is an outspoken self-proclaimed Islamic revolutionary and has previously served time for promoting terrorism in Turkey. The magazine regularly publishes anti-American content and defends the violence of ISIS. Currently, Turkish police have not announced any suspects in the bombing.
School was canceled in Oklahoma today after a tornado tore through the state last night, killing one person and leaving 3 others injured, with one in critical condition.
Now, more than 79,000 people were left without power after the storm, prompting schools to cancel classes Thursday. Tornadoes were also reported in Westport, Oklahoma, and the towns of Berryville and Clifty, Arkansas.
Winds here in Syracuse were also strong last night, but not that strong.
Jamie is in studio now with a look at the weather here in Syracuse. Jamie, what's going on?
Well, Nick and Amanda, it looks like those April showers have hit Syracuse a little bit early. It's currently 36 degrees outside. We've seen scattered showers throughout the day, expecting a wintry mix within the next hour or so, but not too much cold weather in our future forecast. Taking a look at current temperatures across the Northeast, we are seeing 30s, 40s, all the way to 72 down in Philadelphia, 65 in New York City. It's getting pretty warm once again, so I know I'm looking forward to that warmer temperature. Doppler radar shows we do have a bit of snow and ice around Rochester, but we're getting pretty lucky and missing the majority of that here in Syracuse. And our current surface temperature shows low pressure systems moving through the Northeast to the Midwest, but most of that should be
not really hitting us too badly. Tonight we will see some light snow, not very much accumulation, some fog, 31 degrees, but 90% precipitation. Like I said, most of that not really going to stay. And in tomorrow morning, we're going to see 37 degrees, low of 18, cloudy, and it should be much more comfortable tomorrow morning. Taking a look at our 5-day weather forecast, we're going to see a little bit of a dip on Saturday, but temperatures are going to be rising on Sunday and Monday. We're seeing 40-degree temperatures and getting much, much higher throughout next week.
For those going to the Carrier Dome tomorrow night, what should they expect and what should they bring with them for the weather?
I think it shouldn't be too cold, maybe just not your heavy parka. You could probably just bring a jacket and a sweatshirt and be fine, especially because it gets so hot in the Carrier Dome.
So I see that we're moving away from the snow precipitation, but are we done completely with it? Are we going to see anything like that anymore?
We might see a couple dustings of snow here and there, but I think from now on we're going to see mostly rain. So it's a good sign for all those people sick of their snow boots.
That's everyone.
Jamie, thanks so much. When we come back, find out what popular teen band member is going in a new direction.
Plus, what ice cream brand to watch out for due to possible contamination. We'll be right back.
A good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
An HIV epidemic has infected at least 72 people in an Indiana county. The epidemic is fueled by needle sharing, opiate addicts, and promoted the mayor to declare a public health emergency. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention officials arrived earlier this week to analyze data and provide care to those who tested positive. They are hoping to stop the drug abuse. They believe that the abuse is 100% the reason for the current outbreak. Bluebell Ice Cream is adding another product to their list of recalls. They are recalling the 3-ounce cups of chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream because listeria was detected in one of the cups at a Kansas hospital. Though 3 people died from an earlier outbreak of listeria that could be linked to Bluebell products, there have been no illness reported from these cups.
Some consumer news. Facebook is getting another upgrade, including changes with its messaging app, as well as updates on video comments made online. Facebook will now support videos that are shot with 360-degree camera technology, and it will now allow you to contact companies about orders made online through their Messenger app. These updates and more expected to be released very soon. And Starbucks is adding a new item on their menu for a limited time. The company will be offering customers a birthday cake frappuccino to celebrate the drink's 20th birthday. The frozen drink is a combination of vanilla bean and hazelnut with raspberry-infused whipped topping. The first frappuccino was introduced in 1995 from March 26th to the 30th. And you will soon be able to have the Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge. All carriers except Verizon will allow customers to pre-order the phone starting tomorrow. Here you can see the photos of the iPhone side by side with the iPhone 6. Technology experts are drawing similarities between the two phones.
devastation ran through the hearts of teen girls and One Direction lovers as the news broke that Zayn Malik would be leaving the group. The band released a statement on their Facebook page where Zayn stated that he wanted to be a normal 22-year-old who can relax. One Direction will still continue to perform and make music without him. The BBC will not be renewing the contract of Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson following his altercation with the show producer. Clarkson was suspended earlier this month after he was accused of punching a producer. The producer received medical treatment. A petition to save Clarkson's job received over 1 million signatures prior to the BBC's announcement. Now here's Kevin with sports.
Thanks, Amanda. Coming up, college basketball is back in the Dome. More awards for SU men's lacrosse, and a local high school coach speaks out about his firing. Don't touch that remote. Stay with us.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Breaking news coming out about an SU women's lacrosse player this afternoon. The Daily Orange reports that SU's Department of Public Safety has confirmed that Kelly Cross was driving the car that crashed into the Mount Olympus stairwell on the SU campus Monday morning. Cross is a starting midfielder on the Syracuse women's lacrosse team. According to the Daily Orange, Cross checked into Upstate University Hospital between 2:30 and 4:30 a.m. Monday morning. She was treated and released that same day. The cause of the car crash is still unknown. College basketball was back inside the Carrier Dome this afternoon. The 4 teams left in the East region of the NCAA tournament practiced today ahead of Friday's Sweet 16 games. Oklahoma, Louisville, Michigan State, and NC State all took their turns on Jim Boeheim Court, but one man might have been a little more familiar with his surroundings than the rest. Louisville head coach Rick Pitino spent 2 years at Syracuse early on in his career. Pitino talked about what makes SU and its surrounding area so special.
The thing that makes Syracuse a great place is its people. You know, you can kid around about the weather all you want, but I met so many great people, still friends of mine today from a long time ago, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the 2 years. My first son was born here, and nothing but great memories about this place and the players that we coached.
Great words from Coach Pitino, but hard to root for Louisville, right? No action in the Carrier Dome until tomorrow night, but the Sweet 16 gets underway in less than an hour. Tonight's action starts at 7:15 with Notre Dame taking on Wichita State. Next up, Wisconsin faces off against Roy Williams in North Carolina. And then the final 2 games of the night feature Kentucky clashing with West Virginia and Xavier duking it out with Arizona. Should be a great night of college basketball. From the court to the lacrosse field, where the SU men's team continues to impress, Syracuse attackman Dylan Donahue has been named the NCAA Offensive Player of the Week this week after his performance against Duke last Sunday. Donahue tallied a season-high 7 points against the Blue Devils, finishing with 5 goals and 2 assists. The redshirt junior leads the nation with 9 extra man goals. The top-ranked Orange is back in action on Saturday as it travels to take on number 2 Notre Dame. Should be a great clash out in South Bend. In local high school news, former Janesville DeWitt head basketball coach Bob McKenney issued a statement today after he was fired earlier this week. McKenney says that 2 days after the season ended, he was given an ultimatum to either resign or be fired. McKenney says he was never given a reason as to why he was given this ultimatum. The coach, McKenney, has won 523 games at Janesville DeWitt, and his list of players includes former SU stars Andy Routens and Brandon Trish, as well as current SU player Dajuan Coleman. But let's end today's sports block with a feel-good story. As you may remember, legendary North Carolina basketball coach Dean Smith passed away earlier this year, but his legacy of kindness and thoughtfulness continues to live on. Today it was revealed that Smith left $200 checks for every single letter winner who ever played for him at North Carolina. Smith coached more than 180 players over 36 years at UNC.
So, Kevin, my bracket's already pretty busted, but who do you see winning the NCAA tournament?
You know, it's hard to pick against Kentucky right now. They obviously haven't lost all season, and I gotta say, my bracket's all busted up too. It wasn't a good year for me either.
Join the club. Join the club. Thank you so much, Kevin. We appreciate it. We will be right back.
What I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
All right, welcome back. We have Jamie Weiss here with a look at tomorrow's forecast. What are we wearing tomorrow?
Well, Nick, layers are key here in Syracuse, so if you are going to wear a sweatshirt, be sure to bring a jacket with you for the early morning, and then when it heats up in the afternoon, you'll still be comfortable.
Sounds good.
So we saw a little bit of snow during the week. Are we going to see any this weekend?
No. Hopefully no snow. We probably will see quite a bit of rain this weekend, but temperatures shouldn't be cold enough for freezing.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much. Well, that about does it for this tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Cardona.
And I'm Amanda Harry. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and tune in for every episode of Citrus TV News. Have a good night.